because it's a little slow sometimes. Whoop, got the mic down here. What's up, Virgos? It's Street Level Spirituality coming at you with Virgo Astro-Tarot, hanging with Virgo Astro-Tarot, May 2020. And as you know, I do this every month on YouTube, but now we're taking it to a live streaming format on Twitch, and then putting them over to YouTube. So anyway, we're going to start things off with a new track, and then after we do the music shuffle, we'll get back. We'll do the Astro-Tarot, and we'll also do the general readings for the month. So check out this new track I made. I'll do the musical shuffle, and I'll see you in just a minute.
Now it's so delicate and fleeting.
It's the musical shuffle, y'all.
I have such little time. What will I do to realize?
Yeah, that's the shuffle.
The time is short. I need to make a change.
What will your future hold?
I have such little time. What will I do to realize?
Okay.
That what I give is how I make it.
So I'm either doing Astrology or making music. Place I used to share it all with y'all. I like it. A little 80s jam. I'll be done shuffling here in a second.
I'm rolling into a new way of being.
Oh, I got the camera overlay on.
So angry, but now it's failing.
I'm learning.
When things fall
Man, this is a one-man show, baby. I got the I'm making the music, man. I'm
we are the new way
doing the cards. I'm doing the tarot, man. I'm doing the production, doing the music.
Cut the cord and find your own way.
It's a lot of work, y'all.
And break down your own systems with love is the way. And forgive when hate comes your way. Cause we are the answers to the problems we face. I have such little time.
Come on, Virgo.
What are you gonna do to realize?
Virgo.
The time is short. I need to make a change.
Alright, that's about it. Thanks for checking out the track. That's the musical shuffle.
I have such little time.
Here's your cards for later.
What will I do to realize?
And let's talk astrology.
That what I give is how I make it.
Alright, anyway, that's the music portion of the show. Thank you for checking out the new track I made called Realized. You can listen to that for free on SoundCloud at SoundCloud/Dustin Byerly or something like that. You can see it right there. That's on SoundCloud. So check it out if you want to check it out. I got a whole bunch of music there. All the music on the show is original. It's part of me. Love sharing it with you. Thank you so much. Virgo, what the hell is up? We got May 2020 coming in. It ain't funny. Hopefully you got that money in the mail. I sure haven't yet. Give me that cheese, Grandpa. Got a lot coming up this month for Virgo. We're going to look at the general astro weather and see how Virgo is being affected by the astrological transits that are currently occurring or will be occurring in the current future. So we have, what do we see? Let's see what we got here. We got, let's talk astrology.
Be careful where you focus your attention.
Oh, this song gets dark. You ready to get dark?
This is key.
These are all really spiritual songs. You ready to get dark?
Be aware of what surrounds you.
Be aware of what surrounds you. Where are you? Hey, Virgo. Where are you? I'll tell you where you're going to be in a second. You're going to be in Astroland. We're going to bust this out, mofo. So anyway, lots of intense stuff happening. It's been happening since the end of last year. Saturn in Pluto and Capricorn, really tearing things up in government and all that exciting stuff. Old authority structures. Now we have Uranus and Taurus. It's been there since March 2018. It's going to be there for a long time, till 2026. And the last time Uranus was in Taurus was in 1934 until 1942, and that's when we had the Dust Bowl, we had the Great Depression, we had World War II, we had all sorts of planetary changes going on that were challenging. It's just simple as that. And, you know, change is challenging. Now, Uranus is the planet that comes in and it's sudden change. It comes in with the cricket bat and just clears off the table, just wipes everything out, and he's the revolutionary. He wants to transform things quickly. Taurus, in that sign, it's everything to do with everything within Taurus is being transformed suddenly and abruptly over from 2018 to 2026. So, you know, that has to do with like the earth. It has to do with beauty. It has to do with love. How that affects us both inside of ourselves and externally. Taurus is Earth. Uranus is sudden. Do I need to spell it out any more than that? Sudden Earth changes. So, shit, man. If you're in LA, get GTFO, man. I ain't gonna sit here and sugarcoat this bitch for you. I don't know, man. Anyway, when it first started going in 2018 is when we had those volcanoes in Hawaii. Hawaii's beautiful. It's Earth. And we had the Earth saying, yo, I'm awake, boo. This virus, also, biological activity, sudden, transformational. We'll see probably similar themes that we saw the last time it was in the 30s and 40s, which is monetary, maybe issues like with Bitcoin and monetary transformation. Maybe they're going to try to get rid of cash because they don't want to transfer viruses on paper anymore. All sorts of interesting things. We're becoming a global homogenized society where if you think differently than the herd, you are not accepted. So it's different, man. Automation, middlemen. The things you want to be aware of right now are the control mechanisms. You want to, anytime nature provides everything that you need. Taking care of ourselves is not a big deal. If we have land and access to resources, it doesn't take very many people very much time to, especially with modern day technology, to generate and create a home, to create gardens, to create ways to collect water, to have solar electricity. And people are recognizing this. People are recognizing that it's possible to be autonomous, and that maybe these authority structures that we've relied on and we've sucked their tit for so long really are taking much more for their job than we're willing to give. So things are changing. There's a certain level of autonomy that's starting to become aware of. In our alone time, we've seen parts of ourselves that have gone unrealized for a long time, and we're now ready to bring out to the world who we really are and what we're really here to do, and to really start taking some of that power back, because it's almost as if the universe is kind of flaunting it in your face. It's like, how absurd do things have to be until you're going to respond, right? How absurd does it have to be? How expensive does it have to be? How expensive does it have to be emotionally? How expensive does it have to be on all sorts of levels? So anyway, that's what's going on. That's the energy. This whole Uranus and Taurus thing is a big deal. And again, it's till 2026. Be aware of Earth changes. Be safe. Have a plan of action to take care of yourself. It's not it's not a warning. I'm not trying to freak anyone out, but you know, it's Uranus and Taurus. I mean, fuck, I don't write this shit. They're just on the messenger, man. Anyway, let's go through the astro weather. I wish I had a thing that goes astro weather. Astro weather. What would it be? Clouds, stars sprinkling out of the clouds like snow. There you go. May 1st, we have Mercury conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So just what I was talking about, Mercury is going to go ahead and conjunct this Uranus and Taurus. It's going to meet up with Uranus and Taurus and have a three-way. Basically what it means is that the month's going to start off with Mercury conjunct both Uranus and Taurus, and people are going to start talking about what's going on more. What are these changes? Getting more chitter-chattery about it, getting more intellectual about it, start bringing these topics to these subjects to the surface after we've gone through this initial hurl of this whole virus thing. Now we're looking at how do we transform society from here. We're going to be talking about it. People are going to be talking about it. We're going to see more about it online. And it's a whole new world. And I think it's really exciting. It might be a little scary when people lose their jobs and have these big changes. I'm going through my own changes in a big way, and I'm doing a lot more of this as opposed to my graphic design business. And it's just a leap of faith that who I really am and the value that I have to offer comes from a place that I feel is who I am. So May 4th, may the 4th be with you, Star Wars Day, May 4th this year, the ships are grounded. With the sun illuminating Mercury and Taurus, the way that we communicate and think is very beautiful, altruistic, and grounded. So just a beautiful day to connect with someone else on May 4th. May 7th, we've got a full moon in Scorpio, and this full moon in Scorpio is very deep and emotional. Moon's emotional, Scorpio's emotional. Together, it's very emotional, right? So it's like water on water. But I guess, if it's water on water, how much water can you put before it's just water, right? Does water on water really make it more water, or does it just make it deeper? Yes, so in getting deep, the lessons around this full moon are going to be around getting in touch with your deepest desires and how to fulfill them. Virgo, very intellectual, very guarded at times. Things have to be just right for things to manifest. We can judge things in our minds. I'm a Virgo myself. So what can happen is that we can get out of touch with our somatic self or our body self and how we really actually feel. And what's happening is that our body's coming up and saying, no, this is what I need, this is what I want. I need to have these experiences to have the Kundalini energy move through my body. I need to have this sense of joy and excitement to move forward in my life. So, also the track with my brother made. So, check this out. So anyway, learning to be okay with what your needs are and how to go about fulfilling them in a way that's healthy and respectful, and honors other people, but also helps you fulfill those needs. So it should be an interesting time of growth because, we can grow intellectually all we want. We have the internet, everyone's talking, everything's divisive, all this stuff, but, we've kind of forgotten that we're in bodies where we have to have these fulfilling and enriching experiences to really be in our bodies in a healthy way. So that is May 7th, full moon in Scorpio. On May 11th, we got the first of 3 retrogrades this month. So things are going to be slowing down big time. The first area is going to be slowing down within the work environment. Are your responsibilities with friendships. That's really what it is. So May 11th, we have Saturn retrograde in Aquarius, and then it's going to go backwards into Capricorn, where it was recently, and that all goes until September 29th. Let's check out the chart here. So this is May 11th, which is the day of the retrograde. This is the time to evaluate your friendships and see if they're healthy, to see what friendships are working for you and which friendships are not. You're going to have to weed the field, so to say. It's just a time to start thinking about a little more seriously about our future, and sometimes that means arranging our friendships and rearranging our friendships because we no longer want to align with the trajectory of a certain type of group or energy. So keep your eyes open for outlived friendships, outlived connections. It doesn't mean there's any hate involved. It just means that we've outgrown something. You send a lot of love and you move on your way. Then on May 13th, we have Venus coming into Gemini, into the sign of Gemini. So all things love, beauty are going to be aspected by the delightfully fun and stimulating energy of Gemini. But that same day, Venus also goes retrograde. So the same day it goes into Gemini, then Venus slows down, stops, and starts going backward. Now, when Venus is in retrograde, it's not a time to make commitments. It's not a time to make commitments in anything to do with Venusian themes. So, you know, romantic relationships, a new hairstyle, a new wardrobe, redecorating your home, anything to do with purchasing land, anything to do with financial resources. You know, it's not a good time to get wild about some new investment, right? Because what happens is on June 25th, when Venus comes out of retrograde, you'll be left kind of holding the bag and feeling completely different about what you were so excited about just weeks before. So again, with relationships, you might meet someone, have fun, whatever. You're not going to feel good about it later on. So anyway, just keep in mind that Venus retrograde is an interesting time. Well, let's see what happened here. I don't know what happened. My playlist here, but it got. Let's check out. This is a fun. No, we did that one, didn't we? I don't know what we did. This is a fun song. Let's listen to this one. Okay, playing DJ, playing astrologer, playing tarot. Man. All right. So Virgo, where you been at, Virgo? I think Virgos have been kind of like stuck staring at, something, trying to figure it out, right? And you can do that for so long until you realize that nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change. You have to kind of move forward. So we can get so stuck up in some ideas and some views on things that it's hard to move forward sometimes, and we get comfortable and we still want to fulfill some investment in something that's just really not there anymore in how our consciousness changes. So I really feel like this is a really good time for Virgos to kind of move forward from a number of years of feeling somewhat stuck. And I've seen this on and off with different Virgos the last couple years, but I've seen kind of Virgos, one kind of popping off one at a time into their true path and their true expression. And I think for myself as a Virgo, you know, doing more of and taking my channel more seriously and doing more videos and spending more time in tarot and astrology really reflects that kind of outward expression. So you're going to see Virgos just popping like popcorn out of nowhere, completely transforming instantly. And it's just, you know, it's time to kick it in gear and have a good time, right? Yeah. Check out this track here. Boys. It's your gift to the world.
I've been locked inside my whole life. Locked inside my whole life. I've been locked inside my whole life. Locked inside my whole life.
Right?
I've been locked inside my whole life.
I'm not a DJ, but actually I used to DJ, but anyway. I have to work with this tiny little slider here when I play with the audio. Anyway, locked inside my whole life. Find your voice, express yourself. That's what I was just talking about. Okay, so that is Venus retrograde. Okay, so then the very next day, May 14th, we've got Jupiter retrograde in Capricorn. Jupiter's slowing down, stopping, going backwards until September 13th. So that's all summer, and I got this image of Jupiter. Jupiter's gets you really excited, right? It's really expansive. And then what happens is, the visual I got was, kind of like it's exciting. It's summertime. You get your bathing suit on. You go out to the ocean. Wave comes up and hits you and knocks your bathing suit off, and you feel exposed. That's how you kind of feel like Jupiter is. It's big. It's going to kind of hit you. It's going to evoke some sort of undisciplined action in your work environment that's going to expose you. So if you have any dirt under the rug, any manipulation, any kind of unskilled behaviors that are no longer constructive in your work environment, Jupiter may kind of coax that out of you. So be careful, curb your enthusiasm a little bit at work, and maybe meditate a little bit before you go to work each day or interact with clients. There could be some stuff coming up big time in your work environment. You need to get a magnifying glass out and really evaluate areas that you can grow within your work environment. On the 20th of May, the sun enters Gemini, so happy birthday to Geminis out there. And, you know, it's just a more fun-loving, exciting, mentally stimulating time with a lot of communication, really just to communicate because it just feels good. And it's, you know, Geminis are just like... on May 22nd, we've got the new moon in Gemini, and it's a time to switch things up. It's a time to just stop, pick a new subject, a new topic, pick up a book, learn something new, take some time to yourself, and, you know, do something for yourself. Learn something new. Have a good time. Start studying, book, new energies, charge your crystals, soak them in salt water first, by the way. My God, I thought my parents are hippies, man. I revolted. I couldn't get away, man. I know a lot of stuff. And at the end of May, we've got Mercury entering Cancer. Mercury is the planet of communication and the power of the mind. And Cancer is, you know, Cancer is gentle, loving, kind, nurturing, supportive, soft on the inside, a little crunchy on the out. Put a little salt on there and you're good. So anyway, the way that we're communicating is going to be more emotionally driven and a little more sensitive to each other. So that is your astro weather for May 2020 Virgo. And I would say overall it's a mixed bag, and we've got a lot of retrograde planets, so it's going to be a lot of slowing down. The one thing that you do want to be aware of is when Saturn goes retrograde, often it means a slowdown of finances too. It really depends how it's aspecting your chart. But if you got a stimulus check or you got a few extra bucks laying around, stash that shit. Stash that cash. Put aside a little something so you're not caught with your bathing suit down, right? You're getting somewhere. So anyway, that is your astro weather. Now let's kick it up a notch, and I will... I don't know, man. God, I'm just pushing buttons. Let's do a music shuffle while we get ready for our prepping. What song do we want here? Let's listen to the end of this song. This is super heavy. I like it. It's fun. So the beginning, it's kind of has some poetry kind of thing going on here, but I'm just gonna skip towards the end.
Much. I was being practical. I realized
rock out here for a second, and I'll be right back. Check out the guitar riff.
And that the only debt I had was to my own soul.
I like the guitar riff.
We don't know each other anymore. I walked off into the void as he yelled threats in the distance. I walked off into the void as he yelled threats in the distance. I walked off into the void as he yelled threats in the distance.
I like this like every note.
I walked off into the void as he yelled threats in the distance.
Anyway, that was Conditions, song I made. It's one of my favorite guitar riffs I've ever put together. Anyway, thanks for sharing. Music Shuffle. I always share a song that I made while I shuffle, or part of one. It's a way to share some music and create a little spirit and some fun. So Virgo, let's see what's going on with you for the month of May. I do Spiritual Growth Tarot, which means it's not powder coated to make you feel good about yourself. It's created to hopefully provide as much insight as possible to create a quick route to solving some of the bigger issues in our life, so we can quickly move forward and lessen our suffering and no longer prolong our suffering in unnecessary ways. So anyway, that said, let's check it out. We're gonna stack you here, stack you there, stack you there, stack it there, stack it there. All right, now who knows where the shell is? Where's the foam ball? Did you follow it? All right, it's right here. Here's the foam ball right here. Gives you a message. We've got 10 of Pentacles upside down, and I'd say the musical shuffle portion of this show is over. So we will turn off the musical shuffle. Now, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. This is the nature of your reading, and then what we'll do is we'll figure out what's influencing it. Okay, so big changes for Virgo. There's been some sort of financial struggles, loneliness, or some feeling of loss coming your way. Wow, this is really powerful stuff. It's being influenced by the Tower. The Tower means it's the end of something. There's nothing you can do about it. You can't put it back together. It's broken down and will never be the same. So again, everyone has a different experience of what they're going through, but these are the themes, and you figure out where that fits into your life and what you're going through. This could also be something that's up and coming, but it appears there's some sort of breakdown in finances or just a feeling of loss in general, and it's being influenced by something having faltered. So something's changing. Now let's see what's happening in the spiritual realms. To me, those are the angelic spiritual realms. That's your recent past. This is your subconscious realms. This is your near future, the world. And then you have your attitude about the situation. I'm trying to figure out how to fit everything in here still. It's a little bright, isn't it? Let's fix that stuff. I push this button and then I go. How's that? That's a little better. Yeah, let's do that. Your environment. Your greatest hopes and fears. So you're really scared of being abandoned or left out in the cold for some reason. And then the outcome being the Hierophant, which is a very interesting card. So we'll have to look at this reading a little bit. I find it pretty interesting. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, the world coming up here. So we have the 10 of Pentacles upside. So that's the in reverse. So the financial failure, loneliness, or loss. We have the Tower, which is transformation. Let's see if we can get tighter on these cards. I'll just have to pull them up as we look at them. Let me see here. Okay, so with the Tower being upright, this is basically sudden change or sudden realization. So there's some sort of realization about a loss, or for some people it's going to be coming to terms with something. For some people it's going to be literally their source of income being depleted or transformed quickly. Happens quickly. Now let's look at what the spiritual message here. Okay, so we've got the star here. This is your angelic message coming from the stars. So with the star here in the upside down position, there's some sort of issue with discouragement or not having faith. So the message from the heavens is to look into issues around faith or despair, and look and see how that's maybe creating the situation in some manner. There's some sort of despair. And I think this is what I was talking about earlier. I was picking this up intuitively for Virgos in general, is that it's like you've been staring at something for a long time, like 3 to 5 years. You've just been staring at something. And I really think it's kind of this old promise to yourself, or this old idea to yourself that you've had about the way life is and the way that it should be. And if you don't see yourself kind of living up to those terms or fulfilling something, you've been kind of like hung up on something for a long time. So it's time to move forward, and it's time to own where you are now in life. It's really what I'm hearing, because it's a little stagnant there. Now with what do we got here? We got the 8 of Cups, but we have the 8 of Cups in reverse. And the 8 of Cups in reverse, again, hopelessness, kind of drifting, walking away, not really having an aim or a purpose, but you're coming out of it. So that's the good thing about it. So what I'd take out of this is that if this is occurring here after coming out of this is kind of like the process of what it's going to take to actually get out of this aimless direction. So the Tower moment is what's breaking things down. Now, for a lot of the people, this could be really simple and not so dramatic. And that's simply that this virus thing came up. It's affected people's resources and finances. The Tower being the virus, the upside down Ten of Pentacles being our finances and inheritance and our future resources being turned upside down, not knowing where to go. There's been a certain sense of hopelessness about it, and the angelic or spiritual realms are trying to help you be aware that you need to turn your mind in the right direction. So we could turn it from here to here, right? And then the star illuminates and inspires us. So this is really about inspiration, and the way we get inspired is by living an authentic life. How do we live an authentic life? Well, we get in touch with who we really are and what we really have to offer the world. And maybe it's not always what we expected, but it's what we're good at. I'm doing tarot. I mean, it's kind of, if I applied a bunch of judgments to it, I'd be like, oh, it's kind of nutty and, not very classy, or, I can come up with a million reasons why tarot, how I want to be perceived different than to be a tarot reader. Now I do this because it's a service. It's something that I can connect with people with, but I do a lot of spiritual writing, a lot of music. This is just a tool to connect with people. So anyway, I'm doing this, I've done work for PlayStation and Sony and Universal, all sorts of huge companies doing marketing and branding, and, I have more fun doing tarot, frankly. So just be yourself. Coming in the subconscious realms is we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And the Ace of Swords is typically kind of victory or breakthroughs. But here, this is kind of, again, confusion, chaos, or lack of clarity. And this is coming from your subconscious. So there's something foggy here. There's something, like I said, it's like you're stuck looking at something. And this is something subconscious. It's something, you're getting in touch with something. And whatever this is, it might even be abrupt. It might be something that it makes the world feel uncomfortable, or I think it's time to get radical. That's what I'm feeling. So with the world coming up right after that, what we have is you basically stepping out into the world after. It's almost like you need to go into the funkiness and the cloudiness and the lack of clarity, and just sit in it until you can see clearly here. But you're basically taking a step out into the world. Whatever you're doing, you're going a whole new direction. This whole old way is dead, and now you're moving forward with the new vision of who you are. This is the new you. Very nice spray tan, by the way. Look at that. It's almost as good as Donald Trump's. Yep. Gosh, I just realized. Can I get tagged on Twitch for nudity for that? God, man, people are tripping these days. Is it me or people tripping out, man? People get really, really worked up. Your attitude in the environment is the Seven of Swords in reverse. And so your attitude is breaking free. This is somebody who wants to get out of mental tribulation. Kind of an envious and jealous card, but upside down, it's like somebody who wants to get out of it. So you're just sick of the old ways. You want to move forward in your life. This old stuff, it just isn't serving you anymore. You're over it. Now your environment is overcoming obstacles, achieving something, overcoming something. There's something that you need to overcome in your environment. So there's still something to do. There's something that needs to be addressed, so to say. Your greatest hopes and greatest fears here is the Five of Pentacles. This one always, to me, seems very self-explanatory. It's not wanting to be left out in the cold. You're worried that if you move forward with your new vision of who you are and be beautiful and all that stuff, that you won't be accepted. I was kind of see this as the church, because the church is kind of like this I'll love you if you do what I want, but fuck you if you don't, I don't know. That's the way I think. So Five of Pentacles, you're just worried that you're not going to be received for who you are. And, if you're really beautiful and gentle and courageous to share this thing that you discover that's really precious and, could really cause a lot of upheaval or shocking views. I mean, we've kind of lost that time, that era in our lives, right? Or that historically, we used to have these radical singers and performers really telling amazing stories that transform society, and everything's so homogenized now, and people just are content digesters, not necessarily content creators, so to say, and we've really lost. And even if you do create content these days, it's so homogenized to get views and to make other people happy and to live for other people. So we're basically just in a soul drought, no matter what you're doing. And we got to get back in touch with those radical expressions of truth, not to hurt someone or not to be radical, just to be radical, but radical truth, and saying how you really feel and what you really see, and it may transform society. So Virgos need to be very courageous, very brave to express your truths right now. It's a really, really powerful time. So to end your reading here, we have the Hierophant upright. Hierophant is kind of like the very traditional kind of priest. What he symbolizes: tradition, spiritual tradition, all the positives and negative of group belief and collective belief. So I would say in your case, the Hierophant, this is kind of a group identity and tradition. So I always see that what I'm seeing here is that you're somehow able to balance this radical expression with tradition, with society. And I really see this here as a card of finding your voice within a group identification. So it's almost as if you went so far you never thought you'd come back, but you actually came back to the point where you recognize where you could fit in by being radical. It's kind of like two opposite ends meeting and creating a fulfillment from a long journey. So and this is kind of you in a sense too. It's you finding your place in the world and your expression in a way that connects with others and has influence over others. But again, there's a religious component or creative component to this that is meaningful on a human level. So very powerful reading for you, Virgo. Some readings talk to me more than others. This one to me seemed really clear right away. Whatever experiences you're going through, something changed. It's never going to be the same, but you're immediately finding your way out into the world. You're overcoming obstacles. You don't need to be worried about being left out in the cold, because you're going to be self-realized in a place of authority and finding your true way to really connect and your place in the world, which I don't think you felt in a long time, Virgo. I don't think Virgos have felt that they really had a place in the world for a really long time. So congratulations. It's been a lot of transformation, and do your thing. Don't be shy, don't be scared that you're going to be left out in the cold if you're courageous about who you are and what you're doing, Virgo. So it's a beautiful, beautiful month for you guys. You guys have come through a lot of things. I really appreciate you for joining me on this live stream. If you're on YouTube, go over to twitch.com/streetlevelspirituality and follow, and then you'll get a notification every time I stream live. Sometimes we're there for different signs, but sometimes they're just open readings or different topics. But you can show up anytime. If you guys want a reading, just hit me up, streetlevelspirituality@gmail.com. I'm happy to organize a reading anytime with you guys. I can also send you video readings. I don't know, like $20. I can give you like a half an hour video reading. So if you have any questions about your life, just let me get saucy on it. I'll rock it up. Looking to pursue more of this in my life, looking to connect on a spiritual level, and hopefully inspire others who want to self-realize to just have the courage to go out there and do what they want. And however weird it is, man, just do what you do. Check me out also on Facebook. I do a lot of original writings there, so the content's really different per platform. So make sure you check out each platform: Facebook, YouTube, and Street Level Spirituality on Twitch, and you'll get the live streams, the original video content, and the writing. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, Virgos. Hang in there. It's a wacky time, but if you stay centered and you stop getting wrapped up in the hype, turn off the news, take care of yourself, be safe, but don't feed the beast your emotions, and all that crap. Live a spirited life, okay? Watch a comedy, tickle someone, whatever you're gonna do, man. But get that energy, get that spirit. Spirit's not some concept, man. It's what you live, it's who you are. And what you are is what you are. So, you know, you can't be living in this dark tunnel and hope that you're gonna be something else, man. You wanna live a spirited life, you gotta eat so you feel spirited. You gotta be brave and courageous to be who you are. So shine bright, Virgo. Much love, and I'll see you guys next time. April, May, June. I'll see you in June. June 2020. I'll see you then. Cheers. Thanks for joining me.